is going on, guys? Xsource here. I have a video for you to show you how to make your videos look absolutely phenomenal, sound absolutely phenomenal, and just overall be absolutely phenomenal. To do that, what you're going to want to do is have the best rendering settings possible. Now, I had a couple of emails asking me this question, which is why I'm making this video, asking me, how do you make your videos look so good? Not in terms of editing, but in terms of video quality overall. Now, since I use Sony Vegas Pro 17, I'm going to be showing you the methods that I use for this program. And what you're first going to want to do is click on this cog, Video Project Properties. I believe it's the same button through and through, whether it's Sony Vegas Pro 13, 14, 15, and what have you. So you're going to want to click on this little cog here. Maybe it'll look a little different on the other programs, but this is what the menu we're going to be working with. Now that you have this Project Properties window opened, what you're going to want to do is set Field Order to None, Full Resolution Quality Best. Don't touch this. Set this to none. I believe typically it's on blend fields, but you're going to want to set it to none because we're not making a TV show here. We're not going to broadcast this. This is going straight to YouTube. There's no deinterlace methods or field orders to worry about. Resample. You're going to want to set this up before you import your footage into your project. You set this to disabled. If it's on smart or forced, there's going to be this really weird motion blur effect on your footage that you're working with. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look professional, and I don't recommend using resample at all. And as you can see on every single piece of footage I have resample disabled. So going back into that menu, this is for audio. Typically this is on 48. I just like to set it to 192. You never know. I don't. People tell me that this is such a pointless thing to do, but I like to set it to 192 just for quality's sake. I've never had an issue with it. I've never seen any reason not to set it to that. I like to just set it to that. Not much else we need to change in this project properties menu, so you can click apply, okay. And then for the rendering, I know that some people use these buttons up here, but I like using the drop down menus. For rendering settings, you're going to want to click on render as. Now there's two different versions of what I'm going to tell you, and I'll be sure to make them both apparent in the video. There's one for if you have an Nvidia graphics card, and there's one for if you don't have an Nvidia graphics card, or at least an Nvidia graphics card that's too old to use the NVENC encoder. So if you have an Nvidia graphics card such as mine, which is an RTX 3070, or it's just a newer graphics card that can utilize the NVENC encoder, what I do is I click on Magix. I go to, or Magix HEVC AAC. I go up to here to UHD 4K with the Nvidia NVENC encoder tag right here. Now you click on Customize, and since I record in 1440p, in my case, I would go up here to Custom Frame Size, type in 2560 by 1440. I don't touch the frame rate. I've tried setting it to exactly 60. It doesn't want to do it. I don't know why, but I don't worry about it. I just let it be. Field order, none. And here, this is what you're going to want to really pay attention to. You have a maximum and an average bit rate for your video. Now, if it's on a low bit rate, your video is going to not have as much information per frame, and it's going to be very blocky if you set it to a low number. Now, in my case, I record at 50 million bits per second. So what I'm going to want to do is set my maximum bit rate to 50 million bits per second because it's not going to go higher or lower than that. Set my average bit rate to 50 million bits per second because it's not going to go higher or lower than that. Encode mode, since I'm using an Nvidia graphics card capable of the NVENC encoder, I'll use the NVENC encoder. Audio, again, you're going to want to match it with the old project properties menu. You're going to go to 96. I didn't show you this, but you click on that. You go to 256 for that one. And now for video rendering quality, go to best. You click OK. And after that, you can click render. And now for non-NVIDIA GPUs or just an NVIDIA GPU that is not capable of using the NVENC encoder, I go to main concept AVC/AAC. And for typically people are going to upload 1080p videos. So this is what I'll use. Otherwise, you would want to go up here to Ultra HD and basically repeat the same steps. But for simplicity's sake, I will use this menu right here. Let's say you're uploading a 1080p video. Go to 1080p. It'll already be set there. Now here, you're going to want to not use any of the frame rates here. Unless you're using 30 FPS footage, then you're just going to not even want to touch this. But for quality's sake, make sure you record in 60 FPS. And then when you go to this frame rate tab, type in 60. Don't click enter because it's going to close the menu and you're going to have to, find it and open it up again and continue where you left off. Field order, none. Again, set the bitrate to 50 million. 50 million if you're recording at 50 million bits per second. For this menu, you don't have to record at 50 million, but whatever your recorder is set to record at, you're going to want to match that number. So let's say you're recording at 25 megabits per second. You're going to want to set the bitrate to 25 million bits per second. That will maximize the quality of your video, like I said before. Again, go here, I set it here, and again, I know people say that it doesn't matter what you set this audio to because your mic will only record at 48,000, whatever the hell. I don't care. Again, I've never had issues with it, so this is what I use. After that, you're going to want to click OK. And if you're like me and you don't really care about saving your templates because you know what you're doing, then you don't have to favorite it. If you'd like to just take a shortcut and like to have your templates ready for you when you go to render your video, you're going to want to click on this star. And it works the exact same for the NVENC encoder setting that I had already used. So for the NVENC encoder, I do have it favorited, but if I have a video that I'm going to upload that is not 1440p, I typically like to change the settings manually as I go. So after you do that, you're going to want to click render, boom, set your video up, it's ready to upload. I hope this taught you guys a couple of things. These are my rendering settings for YouTube, and they have treated me very, very well throughout the years. And yes, I've been on YouTube for years and years. All my old channels are gone. I've chose to delete them because they are fucking cringe, but that's for another video. Maybe I'll upload a video where I react to my old videos. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun with the amazing rendering settings that I've shown you today and have an amazing time making your videos. See ya. Bye.